Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be replying to a comment on a previous video I did for birthday party bookings on calendars, right? So MacMan TV 608, this is for you, buddy. In some cases, they want to add things like birthday party items like buying balloons or buying pizza and food items. So basically what they want to do is they want the booking to trigger the payment, but then have the upsell for all the additional things. Now, my initial response to MacMan TV 608 was that natively it's not possible. So I still stand by that. Just looking at the payments section, you've only got support for a single amount. So it's a single fee. Essentially, they weren't thinking in terms of multiple products. In fact, I think it should go on their ideas board. So shout out. And if you don't do it, I will. I'll get it on the ideas board. Now, here's what I would do. So under the forms and confirmations, when they've filled out that form, then what we want to do is do a redirect URL, and then the URL has the one-click upsells or the products essentially, right? So here's what I would do. So go to sites, we would grab, say, a funnel. Now, hopefully this doesn't take forever to load today. And I'm just going to do birthday party additional items, right? It just takes forever. I'm down in Australia, and the saving of this sort of stuff usually just takes a little while here. So let's just do birthday party items here, create that step. Moving pretty quick today, and everybody's at the World Cup final rather than being on the servers. So let's just do create from blank, and I'm gonna jump in here with, it's going to need some product. So the first thing I'm going to do is just going to get a bit of a boilerplate thing going on. I'm not going to use AI. Let's do a headline. We're just going to stick that here, and we're going to say add additional items to your party. And then below, we're going to have some stuff. So let's save this. We're moving quick today. Great. Now, you do need some products, right? So if you've integrated it with Stripe, and that's how you would do it in the first place, then what you'd probably want to do then is make sure that the products exist, right? So talking about like fries and things like that, right? So we might say balloons, right? I think was one of the examples used, right? How on earth do you spell balloons? I'm losing my mind here. So we're going to just put balloons, and I don't need to use it in the online store or as a SaaS product. I just want to get this in. So I'm going to say that there is a one-time amount of, and we're going to stay American with our pricing here. So let's just, super annoying. It's probably first in the list, which it is. What's cool about that is you can actually track inventory and supply of the product. But once you've got it, then you need to add it back to the funnel. So we go back to our site, we grab the birthday party funnel, the additional items, and then in the settings, in the products, you want to add those balloons right here. So let's get the balloons at $10. And of course, you could have this as a bump product. What that means is it puts a yellow bar across the top pointing to it. And I mean, I'll just show you what it looks like when we do that. Because it is a bump, even though it's going to have one product here. Anyway, the point of doing all this is that you would then give it a URL path, publish it to some sort of domain. So maybe use this domain, for instance, and we'll click on save. And once we've got it, not the preview, right? So I want to run it on an actual domain. That's probably just going to take a second. Now we've got a funnel URL, which takes me to the additional items. Let's just make sure that that checkout is actually on the page. So it's one last step to do that. Cool. And kill the AI. Let's add an element, and that's going to be just a one-step order, because I don't want them to have to fill out more information. They've already filled out the information in the form for booking it in. So you can get rid of most of the shipping and all that sort of stuff, right? So I think it's like you can just turn the shipping off. Cart mode, no worries, price information, and let's just see what that looks like. If you wanted to enable order bump, the bump product you need to select, and you can say, and I'm just doing this as an example, right? So grab balloon now, limited time, right? Limited time offer, bundle now and save, right? Usual sort of urgency that you would associate with doing a bump product. Now, again, I'm just doing the bump product as an example because it's probably what I would do. So we've got the URL, we can go to the birthday party page. Now you have that sort of the rectangle, right? And there is a way to get rid of the shipping. And if they've already filled out the form, you can enable sticky contacts so that it doesn't have to, they won't have to fill that out again because it'll recognize who the contact is. Because I'm the admin, it's not doing that. So that can all be taken care of. And essentially what you want to be left with is this page, right? So you've just got this nice flash. Get these balloons now. And then if we click it, it's going to add it. I can see I've got the $10 there. Go ahead and complete the order. So what you do is simply add that as a redirect. So go to the calendar, go to the calendar settings. We want to pick the birthday party calendar. Let's do that. Now we're doing the forms and confirmation. What do we want to happen? We want to redirect, save. So when that form is completed and the payment is made, it'll redirect to the funnel with the other checkout process. And if the sticky contact is off you go. I don't want to get too in the weeds with personalization, but if, or there isn't, the sticky contact isn't working, meaning it's not pre-populating with name, email, or any other information they already gave in the form, then they could be blocking cookies or something like that. Or what you can try to do is essentially inject that information using URL parameters. That's a session for another time. Anyway, that's how I would do it. The other way to do it, of course, is to just build your own form on top of the calendar API using vibe coding or agentic engineering, whatever you want to call it. But mate, I hope that helps. MacMan TV 606 and anybody else who was thinking along the same lines. Again, I thought it was a pretty good idea. So enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.